Today is Tuesday, January 15th. We did Alcatraz this morning. That was very cool. Spent about 3 hours there.
It was beautiful, Tommy. Take a shot.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. That's for you, Tommy. Okay, so like we said in the video, we went to Alcatraz today. These are just some photos that we saw upon arrival on the cruise to Alcatraz. These are the same exact things that we were seeing when we pulled up. You can see the sign there that says United States Penitentiary. Then if you look on further, there's the water tower. It's kind of iconic because this is one of the main things that you see from the land when you're in San Francisco. Once we got in, we walked through the showering area. As you can see, it's kind of weird because there are no curtains in the showering area. Everybody kind of was exposed to each other. We grabbed an audio tour and moved on to the cell block, is what they called it. This is the main photo right when we walked into the cell block. This is just a quick footage of, it looks like they had a flickering light there, which was neat, so we grabbed a quick video of it. Here are two cells. They were set up with the audio tour, so we just grabbed a picture of it. The next is the rec yard, so this is where people would go out, play baseball or basketball or whatnot, get some outdoor exercise. This next photo is the gun gallery. So the gun gallery was where the guards would stand up and just kind of keep an eye on the prisoners, make sure that they're all in line. Then moving on, this is what they call D block. So this is where all the bad prisoners would go, essentially. They had 5 cells at the end, which were solitary confinement, and that's what this cell 12 is that you see. This is a video of one of the solitary confinement cells in D block. As you can see, it is very, very dark in there. They were supposed to leave the lights on for the prisoners when they put them in here, but they did say in the tour that they ended up not leaving lights on, so people would be in here in the pitch black. Moving on, this was the famous escape hole from Alcatraz. So that was one picture we got. Here's a second picture we got. I believe Zach took this picture. So we did get to see that. We did not get to go in the cell completely, but we got to see the holes from outside the cell, and that was pretty cool to see first person that they still had that all set up like that. Moving on, this was the control room. As you can see, the date was changed to the day that we went, which was very cool. And we can kind of see there is some glare in the photo there, but this is where they controlled, I guess, everything in the cell block, all the lights, sirens, and whatnot. This was probably a list of names or a list of workers that were there. And then moving on, these were all the different buttons and the keys to all the different cells and areas of the jail on Alcatraz. So following these photos, this next one is just of the work area where the inmates would work. They would make all sorts of things, and this was just one picture that we had when we went through. And this last photo is actually of the kitchen. Unfortunately, the bars cover a lot of it, but this was in the lunchroom, and that was just a picture of the kitchen there.
I'm gonna drive forward to get service.
Okay, Zach's driving forward to get service. So we did Alcatraz. That was the last thing we did in San Francisco. We just drove over Golden Gate Bridge. So here's a quick clip of us after Alcatraz, just driving through or driving over the Golden Gate Bridge. Unfortunately, it was super rainy and foggy out, so the view wasn't the best, but it was a view nonetheless, and we drove over it, and it was cool. A little bit ago, and now we're just north of, we're at Muir Woods. We're trying to get service because there's no service here. But we drove into Muir Woods thinking that we would be able to see redwoods because it's raining out at the moment. And we've dealt with the rain all morning for Alcatraz, but we don't want to deal with the rain now to see redwoods. So we're trying to figure out whether these redwoods are worth seeing. Then after that, we're going to drive down back through the Golden Gate Bridge. Today begins our journey back home. Zach and I have been driving all day, and today was probably the first boring day we've had. You probably can't see it. Since Alcatraz. Alcatraz was the best part of today, and then we hopped on the road and we've been driving south the whole day. We've listened to the same music. I'm convinced we've listened to everything we could possibly listen to that would interest us. Yeah. So we got bored, or Zach got, actually I should say Zach got bored because Zach started it. So we're doing a test on Zach's fuel mileage. We have a couple constants. AC is set to 67. We're playing music through the Bluetooth. We are charging one phone. Zach is going at least 10 miles, and we're seeing what the fuel mileage is at 75 miles an hour and at 70 miles an hour. And we're trying to figure out what the difference is in miles per gallon between the two speeds, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
And whether it's worth it to drive the extra 5 miles per hour. It's as simple as that. And we got it all plugged in on our trip Excel sheet here. It's on my phone because we don't have internet access.
So if anybody has access to that.
Yeah, so for the people that do have access to our trip Excel sheet, you can take a look at our results. Unfortunately, we will only be able to get four trials in. We need to do 2 more trials. So actually, the weather tomorrow might be a factor.
Yeah, it's currently 57 degrees
It's
outside
57
right
degrees and dry roads.
We're on I-40 going south, and it's been pretty much flat the entire.
We're on I-5 going south, yeah, and it's been pretty flat. So if the driving conditions change tomorrow, that's going to throw a big wrench in our data. But we're going to continue on with this because we've got nothing else to do for the next 4 hours of driving tomorrow. Well, we hope you guys liked our little science experiment and our kind of quick briefing of our Alcatraz tour. There was a lot to see. There was a lot we did there today. We hope you enjoyed watching this vlog, and stay tuned as we start heading back east.